life. As long as you are willing to pay a price that would deny you some comfort, deny you some pleasure, and you are doing it because of the people, as long as death works in you, life will reign among the people. So an intercessor can be in the corner. You don't know about it, but she's been there for 5 days. And the reason why she's there is on Sunday morning. Can you break out? Can you do your will? So she's dying, she's suffering, she's sacrificing. And on the basis of her sacrifice, that Sunday morning when you come, the pastor will think it's because he's a good preacher. The life that came out of her sacrifice is what began to power the pastor. The life that came out of her prayers is the reason for which someone got healed. The economy of the grace of God was available because someone was willing to walk in sacrifice, so that that sacrifice can be the reason for which life is released. When we are in the corporate body like this, the true blessing of the corporate body is the release of life. And anytime you see life released, how many of you were blessed during the conference? So much life, so much. Anytime you see life released, some people embrace death for that life to come. So we had to investigate what did these New York people, what did they do? Then they told us about a 30-day prayer rigor. How many of you partook of that 30 days? Don't be too bold to raise your hand if you were not there for 30 days. If you were there we'll still come to you. The people that attended for 5 days will come. But right now, what I'm looking for are people that did the 30 days. Please. Okay, so, all right, 17 days. 2 of you are still there. 2 of you are still. You still there. 15 days. 10 days. 5. All right, so. What we find in corporate life is that only very few people bear the burden. It's everywhere, it's not just here. Only very few people bear the burden of life. So those are the people that understand body life, that death needs to walk in a vessel before life can be made available. That's why self is the sin of corporate life. Because you are receiving life, but you are not willing to die so that others can contact life from your vessel. That is cancer. And most of the trouble in corporate life will come from individuals that are not willing to participate in the process that produces life. How did we become born again? It was the virtue of the death of Jesus. Just like an orange that you buy, and then you cut it open, and then you squeeze it out, and all the juice comes out. That's what happened to Jesus. Everything he was full of grace and truth, and all of that grace. He became poor of grace, empty of grace, so that we can have grace. So when death walked in him, life walked in us. That's the law of sacrifice, and that's the law of the body. So we say, bear one another's burden, and so fulfill the law of Christ. So the body life requires that you go beyond yourself to meet someone else's need.